me just go ahead and say before we start things out that this right here just reeks of desperation, if you ask.
And so this is the reason why I wanted to put together this rally. Because I too have kids that go here. I interact with kids that go here. I've watched kids grow and mature.
We stand with you. That's why we're here. We stand with you. We support you.
Thank y'all for supporting me. Because nobody else wanted to hear my story except for people that know me and people that know I would never do anything like that. I would never harm anybody. I'm not a fighter. I'm not even confrontational. I wouldn't even do that on purpose. And I thank y'all for believing in me, and I love y'all.
With the Lynchburg Commonwealth Attorney. The purpose of that meeting was to go in and advocate that no charges should be levied against Alayla.
He believes the charge of assault and battery did not stem from the office of the Lynchburg Commonwealth's attorney, Bethany Harrison, but instead it possibly came from the parents of the other involved athlete, Kaylin Tucker.
So it could have lasting effects on her college admission, could have lasting effects on her scholarship.
So the NAACP has finally gotten involved, and from what you guys saw at the very beginning of the video and right here in the B-roll footage, it seems to me like this situation is probably going to drag out a little bit longer than I initially thought that it needed to drag out, because it looks pretty daggone cut and dry. This girl passed you, you got upset, and you decided to crack her over the head with a baton. If you guys saw my first video on this topic, don't worry, it will be in the description box. It'll more than likely be in the end cards as well as in the cards that I've got going over here as a shout out to those who pointed out the fact that the interview that was initially conducted in the initial news report that I'm going to be replaying for you guys, roughly a minute and 44 seconds, they caught that the smoke alarm battery was, let's just say, going out. Scared the hell out of me. I actually thought it was mine. Good looking out. But let's replay said news report so that way you guys can see how it is that the local media wanted to paint a sympathetic picture to the attacker.
Everybody has feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Alayla Everett is a decorated athlete and senior at IC Norcom High School. She would have never thought her trip to the Class 3 track and field state finals last Tuesday would take a drastic turn.
They're going off of one angle.
Alayla visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200 meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they nearly collided with each other.
Okay, after a couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
It appears intentional, but Alayla says it was accidental.
But I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. I didn't have to see your first video, second video, 10th video. I know 100% that she won't do this to nobody.
Her parents outraged at the backlash.
A full stride ahead of me before they can cut in front of me.
The other family spoke with the news station in Roanoke asking for an apology from Alayla, something she wants to give, but she says the other athlete hasn't been receptive, blocking her on social media, and instead the Everett family was served with court papers.
And now we have to go to a city 3 hours away that everybody hates our guts already.
They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs.
The person in this case that to me, I think is really suffering here is Dad. You heard Mom say, my baby could never have done that. But Dad, he's all frustrated. He's upset that they got to go into a new town. Yet, if you watch the first video, you'd find out that the Good Morning America news clip, which I'll probably link in the description box, basically says that the dad in this case did in fact apologize to the girl who was attacked. He was the first one to do it because he knew his daughter had fucked up. He knew his daughter made a very stupid, selfish decision. Conversation that Dad may come up a little bit later on in this video, so make sure you guys bear with me on that there. But we're kind of fostering an environment where people know that they can get away with this type of stuff, and it knows no bounds. I mean, normally the NAACP, they would only get involved in a situation like this if it was a black girl and a white girl, or a black girl and a girl of another race. But they've obviously chosen to get involved in the situation, which is clearly two black girls, and it's got a lot of people wondering what the hell is really truly going on here. But we shall get to that a little bit later on in the video, so let me go and get back on track. So as you guys can see, Miss Everett, she's worried about her mental health. Her father is concerned about going into another town. By the way, if you guys saw the previous video, then you would know that this girl's father actually did, in fact, apologize to the father and the girl that this girl attacked. Now, still at the same time, though, yeah, the way that they're changing the tune on this right here just screams desperation. Look, here's the truth. In competition, things can get kind of hot. Things can get kind of high. But to actually strike a girl who's about to pass you during a track meet just screams, I don't want this girl passing me, so I'm going to knock her the hell out. Meaning that Miss Everett was just simply pissed off that she was losing the race. You guys would be amazed at what she's saying now, but we'll get to that here in a second, especially now that the NAACP has gotten involved. Look, here's the thing. Two young girls, two young athletes, an incident like this where it happens, somebody attacks somebody else. It looks pretty daggone bad. It looks pretty daggone brutal. It looks pretty daggone ratchety. It looks pretty daggone thuggish. It's exactly what people were accusing her of on her social media. But you could overcome that as the person who actually did said the attacking. You could actually overcome this. You could say it was the heat of the moment. I was stupid. I was immature. I made a very, very bad decision. You could apologize, etc., 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 and eventually move forward from it. However, the stance that these people have taken is not exactly that stance. They've chosen to go in the opposite direction, which we shall get to here in a second, because another news report revealed that now they're coming up with another reason why it is that this girl chose to strike the other girl in the back of the head, which, like I said, we'll get to here in a second. But before we do that, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys please subscribe. Make sure to make the channel a little bit bigger. Please hit the like button, and also make sure the notifications are on for the channel. And like I said, please hit the like button so that way the video will stand a better chance of going up in the algorithm. And let's go ahead and get this channel to 2,000 subscribers before the end of the month of March. Now, what are these people saying now? Well, let's look.
This morning, Alayla Everett, the track star at the center of that viral video showing her appearing to hit another runner in the head with the baton, is speaking out.
I would never do that on purpose. That's not in my character.
Everett says the incident is a complete misunderstanding, pointing to another angle of the race as proof.
The baton was literally like her arm was literally hitting the baton like this until she got a little ahead and my arm got stuck like this.
In the video, Everett is seen on the inside track running the 4x200 relay at the Virginia State High School League Championships when junior Kaylin Tucker came around the outside on the corner.
That's when she hit me with the baton. I just felt a bang on my head and then I fell off the track immediately.
Kaylin dropping her baton and reaching for her head. She was later diagnosed with a concussion.
So her baton got stuck. That's still no reason to crack that girl over the head. Still no reason to do that. By the way, why aren't you running like this right here? Your arms are flailing, you know. But they don't actually flail until, and you guys are probably seeing now the B-roll footage because you're probably tired of looking at me moving my arms, but she just straight up just whacked her on the back of the head. I had somebody in the comment section in the last video when I pulled up that it looked like a lot like professional wrestling. They pointed out that the bit that I was referring to where Hulk Hogan got cracked in the back of the leg at the 1994 Clash of the Champions right before the Halloween Havoc, that was actually Ric Flair and Sting. No. It was Flair and Hogan, okay? It was actually Brutus the Barber Beefcake who would turn heel later on that year because Brutus was Hulk Hogan's friend at the end. Still, at the same time, it was Brutus the Barber Beefcake cladded in black, and he ran out there with a lead pipe and cracked Hogan right in the back of the leg. 3 weeks later, they had the match at Halloween Havoc for the title, and it was a career on the line match. Of course, that was a misnomer because Flair would be back in January even after he lost. The point is this right here. It was actually Hogan Flair bit. It was that angle, not Sting and Flair. Just saying. But still, though, if you want to talk professional wrestling, we can definitely talk about that here because I have a lot of fond memories as a kid. The fact of the matter is this right here. You shouldn't be cracking this girl over the back of the head, and it's pretty obvious the reason why she did it. She did it because she knew she was about to lose. Now, somebody did point out in the previous video that maybe what the girl should have done was apologize right then. I'm here to tell you guys right now, as somebody who's also been an athlete, that it's really hard to, not a track star, but it's really hard to slow down the momentum. So in that case, I could understand why the girl did not apologize right away. if anything, it's like, you did it. You're like, oh crap, I can't believe I did that. Or damn, I really messed up here. Okay, I can understand that, but the apology still needed to be rendered at least after the track meet. Which, of course, Dad and, the athletic department, they had already done that, but this girl needed to hear an apology from Miss Everett, who, by the way, is, she may not play in sports again. But then again, though, like I said before, the NAACP has, in fact, gotten involved here, which makes this situation look, well, you guys will see in a second. But the fostering of the environment where somebody believes that they can get away with this, and not only get away with this, but get away with this with no criticism at all, that right there is what bothers me about this situation. But I did say we were going to talk about the NAACP getting involved, so let us get to that.
Coverage of the track meet and baton strike seen around the world. At the center of it all, IC Norcom High School senior Alea Effort. She was at a community rally this evening with Portsmouth NAACP, and our Markeisha Jackson was there too.
The Portsmouth NAACP president attended the rally, doubling down on what he calls unwarranted criminal charges against Everett.
I love y'all.
Everett and her family were surrounded by support Thursday evening, speaking out at a rally organized by community members, all unified with one message.
Stand for Layla Everett!
We stand for Layla Everett! First of all, we want to say unequivocally.
Well, it's pretty obvious that this news outlet has chosen to go with the attacker, or being very, very much pro the attacker. They may act like they are not, but they're definitely providing the environment where this girl can actually come off looking sympathetic. And like I said before, it's one of those situations where you could probably get over this and get beyond it, but they've obviously chosen to take a direction of, well, let's keep this thing going. Let's keep on making up excuses. Let's keep on trying to lie about this situation instead of saying what the hell it was. You literally decided to crack a girl over the back of the head, and that girl has she has cut off any contact through social media to allow for an apology, because she already knows that because the way you did it that day, it doesn't seem to me like an apology would be sincere. And also to go on top of this girl, Everett, she's actually caught charges. Like, she's actually facing charges at this moment in time. Now, whether this girl goes to jail or whatnot, we'll talk about that on the other side, but the fact of the matter is that there's obviously a reason why it is that charges have obviously just been filed. And it's probably been because the family, that right there being the family of Miss Everett, the attacker, has probably not been anywhere near as sincere or anywhere near as involved as you might would think. Go back to that previous clip where she said, I know good and well my baby could not have done that. And you got the father basically saying, look, I don't like the idea of having to go into a town where everybody kind of already knows who I am and they already don't like me. It feels to me like what happened in this case was Dad is the one who knows the truth. Dad is the one who knows who screwed up here. And after seeing what hell happened, he is now saying that, I got to put on a front for my daughter, which also tells me that he might be a little bit on the pussy whip side, and maybe the wife, maybe the mother here is the one who's actually saying we need to keep this thing going because I don't want to see my baby go to jail. When in reality, if Mom had been smart, she could have said, you need to issue an apology. If you issue an apology, we could talk about the medical bills. This entire thing probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But here we are once again creating lies and falsities about a situation that looks pretty daggone cut and dry. But I did say we would talk about the NAACP, so let us go ahead and get to that.
That Layla is not a criminal and she's not an attacker.
Portsmouth NAACP President James Boyd says it was important for him to attend this rally to discuss more on the statement the NAACP chapter put out in response to the now viral incident. Boyd says the most striking detail from all of the outrage is the fact that Layla faces an assault and battery charge, a charge he and the Lynchburg NAACP chapter aren't pleased with.
Our Lynchburg NAACP leaders had a meeting this morning with the Lynchburg Commonwealth Attorney. The purpose of that meeting was to go in and advocate that no charges should be levied against Layla.
He believes the charge of assault and battery did not stem from the office of the Lynchburg Commonwealth's attorney, Bethany Harrison, but instead it possibly came from the parents of the other involved athlete, Kaylin Tucker.
So it could have lasting effects on her college admission, could have lasting effects on her scholarship.
And with such widespread reaction to this short video from what was supposed to be a typical track meet, this will have lasting effects on both young athletes.
What about the other girl? The other girl's black. Concussion, got cracked over the head. The only thing that girl was doing was exactly what she was supposed to be doing. Now, would she have finished out in first place? Probably not, but she damn sure was passing this other girl. That's really the only reason why it is that Ms. Everett decided to strike her, was because she was about to lose the race. I mean, you honestly expect anybody to believe this nonsense about the baton got stuck in this girl's arm? Even if it did get stuck in that girl's arm by some miracle, I mean, you still don't need to crack her over the back of the head. This right here to me reeks of desperation. And it's really sad too, especially given the fact that it was two girls, two black girls. Okay, one girl who, by the way, her time going to college is going to be delayed because of an injury. Where it is the other girl, she could have maybe, I don't know, just fessed up to it, and this incident might have even been swept under the rug. Maybe a fine, maybe some bills would have been paid or whatnot. An apology would have been all that was needed, but still at the same time, they chose to drag this thing out. So a lot of universities and a lot of colleges, especially their athletic departments, are going to look at this and they're going to say, I don't think we want a dirty player. But then again, though, it is the state of Virginia, which of course is for the most part become a blue state, so we shall see on that. But still, the point is this right here. The NAACP is showing you exactly how little they care about people who actually get hurt in this case. Do you guys remember when BLM was rampant? That was the whole thing, by the way, was a great big giant scam, like many of us had said. They didn't seem to care about black people killing black people off in Chicago. They didn't seem to care about that from St. Louis. They didn't seem to care about that from New Orleans. They didn't seem to care about that in all the major cities of America where the black-on-black crime is rampant or the black-on-black murder rate was absolutely insane. They obviously were sent out when something big happened or when something happened that the media can magnify. That's the only thing that they cared about. They don't care about all the other incidents. They're not working towards it, and you guys can see this as another example of this, which is also kind of sad, too, because like I said before, the NAACP, they normally show up when it's black and white. That's basically the bulk of their cases, or black and Asian, or black and Hispanic. I'm just simply saying that this entire situation reeks of desperation. It also shows you exactly how incompetent of an organization that they are. However, I think that the big picture here is why in the world are we fostering an environment for someone like, say, Miss Everett to potentially get away? I mean, go back to what this girl was crying about. People call me hood, people call me thug, trash, all type of stuff there. Yeah, but there's a reputation that you're looking at having for the rest of your life, especially if you get away with said incident and the NAACP and the media had to come in there to help save you. It's a reputation that you will never, ever, ever be able to shake. That right there is the point here. Now, me personally, I don't think that this is a case that's going to end well for these people because the public opinion is basically an 80-20 issue, and we're kind of seeing a lot of 80-20 issues, meaning that 80% of the people out there, including people like myself, look at this and say, yeah, you just simply decided to crack this girl over the back of the head because you were losing the race, and you quite frankly should probably be punished, but before you do that, you should say you're sorry or whatnot because that might lessen the blood. But obviously, you've chosen the route of utilizing the media and listening to the loons at the NAACP and obviously listening to your mama, who has obviously got a hold on Daddy. Daddy knows what the right thing to do is, but he ain't going to do it because Daddy is so damn pussy whooped and he cares more about that of course, look, I'll put it this way here. There's an old saying. She's got all the pussy and half the money. I say that confidently knowing I have a 99% male audience, but it's actually true. And I think that is what the hell is going on here. Mama got in his ear and basically told him, look, you need to pull back from this. And of course, he's scared he don't want to upset her, and he's showing exactly how feminized he's become. But you guys tell me what you think in the comments section. Tell me what you guys think about this incident. Tell me what you guys think about what's going on now. Please hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, sign off in the comments section. This video is probably going to come out at 1 or 2 o'clock. I may get it out at 12. As the time of recording, it's right at 10 o'clock in the morning. But it doesn't take long to actually post these videos if the algorithm is working right. There's going to be a second video out a little bit later on this evening about Bill Burr and the, let's just say he's kind of fallen from grace. So that video will be out a little bit later on this afternoon. Still, though, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, sign off in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.